Hello, biology support people. This is Tim Brennan with some thoughts for you to share with the students that you're supporting in biology, particularly about the shark investigation that we've been doing the last week or so. I'm showing here um, biology block 8 Google Classroom setup, but all the blocks are the same. So whatever I say here holds for any student in any block. There are three documents for the shark investigation. There's the intro to shark investigation, there's the data collection for the shark investigation, and there's the final thoughts about the shark investigation. And I just want to walk through each of them with you so you understand what's supposed to be happening. If we open up the intro to the shark document, there's some background um, thoughts about great white sharks that we read in class, okay, along with some thoughts about like why sharks might do, why they might move the way they do. The whole premise is that we don't know much about these sharks, and so we're hoping to understand them better. So we read through all this in class. We found out about this group called OSearch that tags sharks and can track their movements. And then students can open up the shark tracker, which looks like this. Okay, you can see there's a whole set of sharks in the Atlantic Ocean and so on. And now we'll come back to that in a little bit. But they opened that up and they kind of played around with it a little bit and got comfortable moving around there. In the introductory document, they had just a couple of tasks. At this point, we're way past this, but if they're fixated on doing something, they could try to do this. Um, Step one says getting started, and I wanted them to get a little bit more background information about sharks. So I gave them these two websites, asked them to put into this document insights that they gained from their, like new ideas that they learned from these websites, and to kind of just briefly describe whether or not that would have any impact on the upcoming exploration. So maybe they would find out that something like sharks changed their movements over their lifetime. So maybe that would help them formulate a question or address one of the questions that was, that I was going to propose. And in fact, step two was to simply look over, it says here, look over these prompts and keep them in mind as you begin your deep dive into the OSearch database. So there are 5 questions here, A, B, C, D, and E. They can actually address any one of them by the time this whole investigation is over, or maybe even make up a new one, which is fine, but I wanted to give them 5 to think about. And then the last step in the process was to go to the tracker and to play around a little bit and find at least one good tool to use. Okay, and take a screenshot of that and drop it in here. So that was supposed to happen about over a week ago. If they're still there, just have them do part 3 so they get familiar with the shark tracker. That's the best possible use of their time at this moment. Intro document. If you open up the data collection document, you'll see. Well, let me actually open up a student who's done it, so you can see what they're supposed to do here. Okay, here's a student who you'll see in the data exploration document. I repeated the questions for their convenience. I repeated the thoughts about why sharks might move again for their convenience, and then their process was to just capture screenshots that seem to provide you with some insight. So they were going back and forth between the tracker and here, and they were collecting screenshots. Now, this student didn't add a lot of labels or notation, although here's some thoughts that he added after the 4 screenshots. And then some more screenshots and another bit of conversation. So this is his own private database that he's building to address one of the questions. Okay, so he's got a little bit of like, this proves my point. This is all I would call first draft thinking, and it's not something I'm scoring. Okay, because you see at the bottom here, this is my text. Oops. Once you have a collection of screenshots, you'll be ready to access the final document and write your CER. So all of this, the data collection document, is just for the student to build their own database in an attempt to sort of address one of those questions. I think the only thing I'll say there is that while students may have submitted things, and at one point I thought about scoring it, I think I'm going to reserve scoring the investigation in the final document that's called the final thoughts about shark investigation. So students who have submitted things may want to unsubmit items in order to gain access. Sorry, they should unsubmit this document so they can gain access to their screenshots again and drag them into this final document. Okay, so here, this is where they will write the claim based on evidence or reasoning. Okay, so I'm reminding them what that's supposed to look like and what proficient work should look like. I'm giving them some sense about how long it should be and how it should incorporate screenshots that support the claim. And then we've been talking in class about what it means to like maybe do distinguished work. And so that's right here, a little reminder about what that might look like. So this is a formative. It's a little bit involved because it involves, collecting a lot of things. It's a really good, I think, kind of use of digital technology and a really good way for students to kind of address some open-ended questions. But I know that all of that can represent, some kind of a barrier to success for a lot of students. So I hope that you understand what to do with this. And the students, if they come to you, maybe you can, help them walk through this. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you need, more specific kind of feedback. Okay. I hope this is helpful for you all, and I hope it's not 7 minutes of wasted time for all of us. Okay. Don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. Thanks. Bye.